Hi, I'm Paul Hanson. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of some modern rock techniques that I use and some other players use also. It's divided into 7 sections. The first section is sweeping through arpeggios, and you don't need a broom for this section. It's you can use a pick, stuff like that. The second section is 80s, or actually a modern look at the blues scale. And third section are some short excerpts from Paganini and Bach. Anyway, let's see, however you pronounce his name. You can use those licks and stuff in heavy metal type soloing. The fourth section is legato style hammer-ons and pull-offs, like where you don't have to pick as much. Okay. The fifth section is a couple of sweep picking ideas for super fast playing, like that. The sixth section is a exercise for strengthening your vibrato, and this isn't a twitch. I'm demonstrating. So it should help you develop control and width on your vibrato. And the seventh section are just some tricks that I picked up along the road. Okay, so I'll give you a low E and you can tune up to me here. And I'll give you A also. This is the A string. I'm going to talk about 2 things here: sweep picking and also arpeggios. An arpeggio are the notes of a chord played one at a time rather than all at once. Okay, like if we play that, it sounds like a chord, but if we play it like that's an arpeggio. The sweep picking is an idea where you take the pick and you just run it across the strings and articulate the notes with your left hand so they come out clearly. So let me show you, like this. Okay, so I have a lick I want to show you, and you'll be able to read it on the bottom of the screen. First, let me play it for you fast. Okay? Now, let's look at the first half of this lick. If you notice, the music underneath here is in tablature. And if you don't know how to read it, it's actually very simple. The bottom line, there's 6 lines, each one represents a string. The bottom line is the low E, the one at the bottom of your screen, and the top line is the high E. And every time you see a number on a string, that means you play the string at that fret. Okay, so let's look at the first half of the lick. I'm going to start off with a downstroke, okay, on the high E string, and pull off. Then the sweep. I'm going to sweep up, towards the ceiling, like that. And then slide down 1 fret, and then sweep down towards the floor. Then hammer on. So the thing I'm doing here is it's like a C chord up at the capoed at the 7th fret. And this would be a G chord. If you take a C and capo at the 7th fret, it's a G chord. Okay. The second section here is going to start off with the sweep down towards the floor. Okay. And there's a little hammer on and pull off there. Sweep up here, slide, sweep down, hammer, slide. Okay, now we'll listen to it in context with some music. In the second lick here, we're going to ascend through one arpeggio and then descend through another arpeggio. So we'll start off with an A major arpeggio and go straight up and then come right down E major arpeggio. Here we go. We'll do it fast. Now I'm going to move it up 3 frets and do the same thing. And in that case, I was playing a C major arpeggio to a G major arpeggio. Then I'll move it up 3 more frets. So the whole thing will be like... Now let me take you through it real slow here. So we're going to go up this A major arpeggio, which is kind of like a G chord capoed at the 2nd fret, like that. A real hammer on there on the B string from the 2nd to the 5th fret, and then kind of roll your 3rd finger across to the 5th fret on the high E, and then pull up to the 4th fret. Now we're going to move to that C shape arpeggio that we did in the last lick again. So it's just sweep down and then sweep up. And you just move it up 3 frets and then 3 more frets. Now let me do it in context. In this case, I'm going to play it over the chords that I'm playing, the chords of the arpeggios. Okay, so this next lick is going to create a little bit of tension. It's got some chromatic stuff in it. That means when you take something and you move it up 1 fret and another fret and another fret and another fret. You want to use it in those spots in your solos where you want it to sound a little bit weird. Or outside, that's another word for it. Okay, let me play it fast. Once. Okay, now we're going to go through it slowly. Starts off at the 8th fret with your little finger, and you're going to go up that C shape again. And just sweep your pick straight down. And then with a little hammer on top. Then you're going to sweep back and slide. And then sweep up, slide. And then we're going to go down to the 3rd finger on the D string. I'll play it one more time real slowly without breaking it up. I'm sorry, one more time. And now I'll put it in context. Okay, in this section we're going to do, in these licks, some stretching of the left hand out a little bit, and also a few hammer-ons and pull-offs. First here, let's take a look at the traditional way the blues scale's been fingered. Okay, so I'll play it here. I'll play it slow. Okay, and that was a real popular scale in the 70s. Okay, now I'm going to talk about another more modern way to play the scale. And in this instance, we're going to do the scale and stretch it out so that there's 3 notes on every string. And we're never going to double any notes. Okay, so this might give you some new ideas and things to do with the blues scale. So let me play it and show it to you here. By the way, all these examples are in the key of A, in the A blues scale. Here we go. Okay, this one's it's a little bit harder than the other one, but it's might give you a lot of new ideas. I use hammer-ons and pull-offs through it. Okay, now let's learn some licks. Okay, these are in the blues scale, but the blues scale, you don't need to use it for blues. Rock is, a lot of rock licks are based on the blues scale. So you can use these in rock progressions. In fact, that's what I use them for all the time. Okay, so let's go to number 1, and I will play it fast one time here for you. How about 2 times? And then slowly, looks like this. We're going to start a slide from this note. This is called the blues note, the flat 5, right here. See how scary it kind of sounds? There it is. So we're going to slide up to the 5th from the flat 5th. Okay, and then a pull off up there. And a slide. Now this note isn't in the blues scale, but I just put it in anyway. It's called the 9. And you can do that. You can put in notes that aren't necessarily in the scale. All right. The second lick here has a little bit of a stretch, and it's kind of neat. It's one of my favorites. It's got a little sweep pick in the beginning, and you can play it real fast. Okay, so it's up here around 12th position, and you're going to stretch your little finger up to the 17th fret up on the high E string. So starts off with a sweep like that, and then a upstroke pull up. I'll play it fast. Okay, now let me do it slow for you. So you have this sweep at the beginning towards the floor, down, and then an upstroke, and then a pull off. And just repeat that. And then when you want to do something else, slide down to the 10th fret, just like that, and then hammer on to the 11th fret and pull off, and then... So the whole thing slowly here. I'll do the first one twice. Okay. So let's go to the third lick. This one, let's see, is a descending lick, and I'll play it fast. So, okay. This one has a little hammer-on starting with your little finger. Now this note right here, that's the major 6th. You don't necessarily have to know what it is, but it's not in the blues scale. And what I did is I did a little thing here that George Lynch and Warren DeMartini do, where they vibrato really quickly, sliding back and forth. So what I do is start up here. I'll play the whole thing real slow. Now, by ending on that 6, that's going to create a little bit of tension. So the next lick you play after it, you want to resolve, and maybe end on the root, which is A. You know, like if I did. See how the second lick kind of answered the first lick. Okay, lick number 4 here. It starts off up on the 8th fret with your first finger. You've got a little hammer-on and a slide. I'll play it fast. Okay, so slowly, it's like this. You could continue trilling that at the end. Okay, now I'm going to play the licks, and I'm going to play them in the order that we just learned them. Okay, so this is going to be with a rhythm section here. Here we go. All right, let's do some licks now in the key of E, okay? And this first one is going to use a note called the major third. Okay, if you have an E major chord, like this, well, if you take all your fingers off, here's the major third right there. And the blues scale usually has a minor third, but I'm going to slide it up and end it on the major third, and it's going to create a little bit of tension here. So on this lick, I'm going to start off with the flat 5 again and slide up to the 5, and then hammer up to the major third right there. There's the major third, okay? Now let me play it real slow here. And then I just do a slide down to the major third. Now that won't work all the time. If you're playing over an E minor chord, if you go to that note, it's going to clash with the minor third. So you might want to slide in that case down to the minor third. Okay, so one more time, quick. There we go, got it that time. Okay, the second lick here in the key of E, we're going to use that flat 5 in the beginning also. And this one has a neat effect that is kind of popular these days. It's where you use two notes that are the same note on adjacent strings. And if they're in tune, they will be the same note. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is start off with the 5, slide down to the flat 5, and back up to the 5. What I do is I go down, up, down, and then sweep, and then pick up. So let me play the lick here. Okay, let me do it fast. Okay, I'll play it really slow. And here's that note. It's a D, and another D, and then back to the D again. me play them with a rhythm section now. Okay. In this section, I'm going to do a few short excerpts, show you how to play some licks that are taken from Bach and Paganini. Okay, these licks are all predominantly in the minor scale. Now, rock players tend to use the minor scale an awful lot. The blues scale is a minor scale. Another scale that's used a lot is the harmonic minor scale. Okay, and it sounds like this. See, this is the A harmonic minor scale. Okay, now you can play that over the key of A minor, over A minor chord, or you could play it over it. This is a thing that's used a lot these days, taking the A harmonic minor scale and playing it over an E major. Okay, and let me show you a fingering pattern with starting on E here. And this is still the A harmonic minor scale, but I have the E circled because we're going to be playing it over an E major chord, and it gets kind of an exotic, classical kind of sound here. Okay. So, let's go to the licks, and the first lick I have is out of that scale. Now it actually moves out of the fingering pattern, but it's all contained in the A harmonic minor scale. So, I'm going to play it fast here. Okay, let me play it slow. Okay, this is with the band now. Okay, this next lick is in the key of A minor. The last one was over E major chord. This one you play over A minor chord. So let me play it fast for you once here. Okay, so that last thing I just put in there. Okay, so here we go. Let me play it slow. Here we go. Okay, let me demonstrate it over some chords. Now, no classical section in any video would be complete without a pedal tone lick. Now, if you don't know what a pedal tone lick is, that's a phrase where you play a group of notes and continually return to one note. In this case, that note's going to be G on the 8th fret on the B string. So let me go ahead and demonstrate it for you one time here. Now this, like, you can repeat it. You can continually do it over and over and over again. Anyway, like that. I'm going to play it slow one time here. Here we go. And that's where you'd start it over again. Let's hear it with some music. This is over a C major chord. I'd like to add one more thing here in the classical section. These are some arpeggio sequences, just like legitimate classical violinists practice. So anyway, I'm going to play an A major arpeggio sequence, then an E major arpeggio sequence, then a B major arpeggio sequence. So the chords are going to sound like that. Only they're going to be arpeggios. In other words, the notes of the chord played one at a time. In an interesting sequence here. All right, so let me play them slow. Here we go. Here's the A major. So it starts off on the 4th fret on the A string. And shift positions. I'll play it all the way through, and maybe you can play it with me. 3, 4. Okay, so let's go to the E major one. Here we go. So this is going to start off first finger on the 4th fret on the E string. and then go to the 7th fret on the E string, back to the 4th fret. So, and shift positions, and then 2nd finger on the 9th fret, then shift positions, and then so let me play that one all the way through. 3, 4. Now the B major one, that's the last one, is exactly the same as the A major one, only it's 2 frets up. Okay. All right, the word legato means let the notes last as long as possible before the next one is played. It's the opposite of staccato. Staccato is choppy, choppier. And when you pick every note, you tend to get more of a staccato sound because the pick attack will chop the strings up a little bit. So on guitar, if you want more of a legato sound, like Alan Holdsworth, guys like that, you use a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. And I do that a lot. I'll pick, and then I'll play half a dozen notes, and then I'll pick again. Let's see. A little exercise you could work on to help your legato style. It is a little thing right here in the key of A minor. Use your little finger at the 7th fret, and your first finger at the 4th fret on the G string, and your second finger on the 5th fret, and the little finger on the 7th fret. So you start on the D string on the 7th fret, and you pick. What I do is I just sweep down with my right hand, and then I hammer on right here, and right there, and then pull back off. So with my right hand, if you can see my right hand there. Another thing that I always do whenever I'm playing this way, in fact I do it all the time because I play with distortion so much, is if my first finger is playing this note right here, that or any note or on any string, it's always blocking the other strings around it. In this case, I'm blocking the B string and the E string and the D string with it, so I can play with a lot of distortion and not have a lot of that string noise there. So anyway, this exercise, play it slowly a few times. And keep your first finger against the D string. It'll help when you let your little finger off. Okay, here we go. Okay, and of course you can play that all over the neck. Okay. So let me talk about a fingering pattern here that you could use. It's a natural minor scale, and which is the same as the C. This is going to be the A minor scale, and it's the same as the C major scale. So, but we're going to start on A and play from A to A. That's so it's the A minor scale. In this case, we're going to stretch the fingers out a little bit and play 3 notes per string, never doubling any notes. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, and an advantage here is that if you have a lick like that one that we just did, you can play it anywhere in the pattern because there are 3 notes on every string, and you need 3 notes on every string to play it on every string. Here, I'll show you. I can play it here, or here, or here, or here. Okay. Anyway, so that's a good scale fingering pattern to work on. Now, this first lick is in the key of A minor, just like all these licks. I'm going to start off up here, and I'll play it fast one time for you. Two times. Let me play it slow. Okay, and I'm going to sweep pick right here at the beginning, down, then just like that, and then hammer on. All right, so let's go to the second lick here. This one's in the key of A minor too. And you could also use this one in the key of E. Actually, this is in the key of A Dorian because it's a little easier, but it's basically A Dorian and A minor are very close. So you can use this over A minor chord. So here we go. It's going to start off right down here and ascend up the neck. So let me play it fast once. One more time. Okay, so slowly. Okay, lick number 3. One more time. All right, so slowly here. Real slow. Here we go. One more time slow with the right hand here. Okay, here are the last 3 licks with the band. This next lick is an exercise for developing sweep picking and building up your strength with sweep picking. So it's real simple. We're going to start off with a sweep down towards the floor from the 10th fret with your little finger on the B string, okay, and then to the 7th fret with your first finger on the E string. So just like this. And then a hammer on right up to the 8th fret. So that's the first half. The second half is exactly the same thing, only backwards. It's going to be a sweep up from the 10th fret on the E string to the 7th fret on the B string. It's like this. They sweep up towards the ceiling. Then a little hammer on at the end of that. Okay, so you just... This is an exercise designed to improve one of the most important things about your sound, your vibrato. And the objective is to vibrato on every string using every finger. Okay? And we're going to do 4 bars for each combination. So we'll start off with the first combination will be first finger on the high E string. Okay? So what you do is you pick at the beginning of each bar and vibrato 4 times, or 4 beats, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then pick, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. Fourth bar, 2, 3. Then go to your second finger, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. This is really good to practice with a metronome, 2, 3, 4. Third bar, 2, 3, 4. And do it as wide as you can. 2. And it's really important to do it slowly, because by doing it slow, you build control. And go to the B string, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Now on the E string and the B string, I think it's a good idea to vibrato up, especially if you want a wide vibrato. Because if you were to pull down, you'd just go right off the edge of the fingerboard. And if you're doing a wide vibrato on the B string, that'd go right off the edge of the fingerboard too. So when you get to the G string, you can go down or up and just continue each string. Okay, and you go through each string and each finger, and what that'll do is will help you be able to vibrato using the same speed and same tempo anywhere on the neck. A couple notes that are important is eliminate any string noise. So mute the strings with your right hand and your left hand. If you're vibratoing with your third finger, use your second finger to help it, and then bring your first finger around to dampen the other strings. Like that. Same with your little finger. Okay, another thing that's really important is always return to the original pitch. I've seen some players and they'll go like this, and the note is being pulled out of tune and not returning to the note that you're supposed to be playing. So always return to that original pitch. And a good vibrato helps if it's in tempo with the music, like for instance quarter notes or triplets or eighth notes. So this will help you develop that control, and if you practice it every day, I guarantee your vibrato is going to get a lot better. Okay, so this section I'm going to talk about a couple tricks. The first one here is a way to get harmonics real fast. And what I'm going to do is play the notes with my left hand by hammering and pulling off, and then set my finger down, this one right here, and set it down very lightly on top of a string, and harmonics will happen. So the hammer-on and pull-off sequence I'm going to do is this. Okay? So I hammer with my first finger, then my third finger, and pull off, back to my first finger, pull off to open, and then hammer on with my little finger. Okay? Now that one's kind of hard. You might want to start off and do something like that. Okay? But now what I'm going to do is take my right hand and set it right across the 9th fret. Okay? So check it out. So you get a few harmonics there. I worked out a little thing here. I'll play it for you. Anyway, so experiment with it. You ought to be able to get some neat ideas. And you can get harmonics in other places too. Eddie Van Halen made that lick popular where you take your finger and just slide it down and you get all kinds of harmonics. So anyway, there's that one. I have a two-handed lick here that's kind of neat. Now the idea is to play the pentatonic scale, which is, in this case, it's going to be the E minor pentatonic scale. Okay? And if I play the same thing down here, what happens is I'll get notes just from the E minor scale. If you want to learn more about this, you should get Steve Lynch's video. But so what I do here is I'm going to be play with my right hand up here at the 12th fret and with my left hand down here on the 5th fret. And the device I'm going to use is a hammer-on with my first finger, pulling off to my first finger, and then hammer with my third finger, pull off to my first finger, and then pull up over here to my third finger with my left hand and pull off to my first finger. So it's okay. Now I can move through that pattern. And all those notes are in the key of E minor. And I'm changing off with a lick like this. So okay. Well, hope you learned something. Good luck. Practice makes perfect. Remember that. And I had a great time making this video. I'll catch you later.